Dead. Gruesome.
Seriously, what is it with these Metroidvania type games where you play it the second time and it just clicks? It feels way better. Just something about it is different. In my recent video, Symphony of the Night, I explained how while I loved that game, still, when I went back to play the linear style Castlevania games, I thought they were the superior experience. However, when I'd returned to Symphony to do it again, something clicked, man, and I thought that that was probably the best experience, and I still didn't have my fill, so I wanted more. But this time I wanted to play one where I hadn't played it before, and that's the one you're looking at, Aria of Sorrow. Playing this through the Castlevania Advance Collection, which I have had since the day it came out. I just never played it for whatever reason. It was just kind of like to show support for Castlevania. I just picked it up. Anyway, long story short, I played through it, I beat it. I thought it was pretty good, and I made a video saying that I just thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was as good as Symphony of the Night, not even close. I've heard people say that it's the best Metroidvania game. Some people really love this game. The only thing that I thought was superior to Symphony was maybe the storytelling and like the characters and whatnot, but that's about it. I missed a trophy on my first playthrough where if you've tried to do these trophies, you've got to collect all the souls in the game, right? And I wasn't really focusing on that because I thought I'll beat the game first and then I'll come back and get what I need. Turns out you really should do your research before you do these things, because I missed a trophy which was to get Legion Soul. If you don't get Legion Soul, there's no way to do it. It's a boss like maybe halfway through the game. So I was like, damn, man, I've got to do the whole game again. So I was like, I really don't feel like I'm going to do that. For whatever reason, I fired the game back up and I'm focusing on collecting souls. So I'm playing through the game again, and this time I'm collecting all the souls and deliberately doing it. I'm getting rarer pickups, different abilities, and it's clicked, man. While I still don't think it's better than Symphony of the Night, I get it. I get why some people think this is the best Castlevania game. I'm not going to argue with you. I don't agree. But this game is awesome. It's like collecting Pokemon, honestly. It's super addictive. It's a little grindy. Some of these drops rates are insane. Sometimes you hit a monster and it drops the soul instantly. Sometimes you're there for like an hour hitting the same enemy over and over again, and some people are going to be like, whoa, that sounds horrendously bad. However, when I'm playing these games, I already like to grind in them anyway. Find it kind of therapeutic. It's just something I wanted to do. I listen to a podcast in the background, keep running in and out of rooms, grinding out the enemies, getting the souls, getting new abilities. I'm getting new ways to play the game, because while Soma isn't as technically gifted as Alucard, where you can just turn into different forms, although you do get the bat form, he's got all these like cool abilities through the souls, he does, and there's just ones you'll miss if you don't try and collect them all. Now, I'm not saying all of them are great. Some of them are kind of lame and are very like, I don't know, situational. So it's kind of like you'll get hit by a certain enemy that will cause a curse. If you get its soul, you can actually become immune to a curse. But why would you want to equip that all the time? Because it's not really going to help you. Do you get what I mean? In my original video, I explained how when I was comparing this to Symphony of the Night, I don't think the level design's as good. I still stand by that. I think the bosses are too easy. Don't get me wrong, Symphony of the Night bosses, they're easy. You can grind out and make any boss easy in these kind of games. They're not like the originals, like the original linear Vania style. But they're still kind of cool, I guess, and I just felt like the game was overall short. This is all stuff to do with it being a Game Boy Advance game, holding it back personally, I feel like. But for a Game Boy Advance game, this is actually superb. Now, if I played this back in the day, like on the Game Boy Advance, I think I'd feel differently about it. This could just honestly be a thing where it's like, you didn't play it back then, you're playing it now, you haven't got the vision, you can't put yourself in that mind frame. The only Castlevania game I played back then was Circle of the Moon, and I really liked Circle of the Moon. I haven't gone back to revisit it in a while, but this visually looks a hell of a lot better. Now, this doesn't look like Symphony of Night, but it never was going to, right? But from Circle of the Moon to this, big step up visually, seriously. The soundtrack is also really, really good in this, but it's not Symphony of the Night good. It's just good. I feel like all Castlevania games have got good soundtracks, to be honest. Like, is there a bad one? I've yet to play it. But honestly, I'm glad I went back to play a bit more. This is the boss that screwed me over. This is actually the footage when I messed it up and just killed it outright. You've got to take everything off it before you actually kill it. You'll get the soul that way. I had no idea. What an absolute ball ache. But I guess it's a blessing in disguise because I've gone back, started again, and the game is so much more fun this way, honestly. This is the way to play it. I've still got Dawn of Sorrow to play as well. Never played that, so the Soma Cruise duology I'm completely new to. I really hope they've kept this functioning where it's like you collect souls and get loads of abilities, because first step in that game is going to be like, what souls can I get? What equipment can I get from grinding out monsters? Which, I mean, you got equipment from grinding them out in Symphony of the Night, but other than like grinding them out for leveling, which is a bonus in itself, I like the idea that you're grinding these enemies out to get something from them, like get an ability, get a skill, get like some kind of new thing that you can do. Honestly, the gameplay here is really good. If you think this gameplay is better than Symphony of the Night, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't think it is, because there's some kind of like delay to Soma's movement. This could be emulation problems. It couldn't be in the original game. It could just be like the way the game was designed. But I felt like Alucard was way more responsive in control, while he doesn't have the amount of stuff that Soma can do. And I guess you had way more buttons at your disposal. I just feel like Alucard was way more responsive. I also think Alucard is a way better character than Soma. Love the twist on Soma, but Alucard's the man. Yeah, Aria of Sorrow is really good. Like, I get it. I'm glad I went back. I'm glad I'm playing it again. I'm actually doing it now. As I'm doing this video, it's on my screen ready to go. So once this recording's done, I'm playing some more, grinding out some more souls, getting me that trophy. And then I've got to do the Julius Belmont playthrough, which I'm not looking forward to personally, because I don't like the Richter playthrough on Symphony. I'm not going to like that, I bet, but I guess time will tell. But seriously, Aria of Sorrow is one to play. If you're into these like Metroidvania, Castlevanias, Aria is definitely top tier. Anyway, that's all I've got on Aria of Sorrow. Have you played it? Let me know down below how you feel about it. If you're new here, subscribe. Also, if you've played Dawn of Sorrow, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, right? The one on the DS, the one after this. Let me know what I'm getting into where that one's concerned. But yeah, people, that's all I got. I'll catch you later.